Ecology is a touchy thing, and with various shellfish around our harbours currently under attack by viruses, we took up Waitarua scientist Paul Scotty's invitation to drop into work and peer down his microscope.
There's an infection of shellfish, and we think it's caused by a virus. And what we've been trying to do is to take those shellfish and see if there are actually virus particles in them. And the only way we can really do that at this stage of the investigation is to use the electron microscope. I mean, we don't have any other tools to use at the moment, no detection tools, and we can't use a light microscope because it doesn't magnify it as much as an electron microscope. A light microscope will give you maybe 300, 500, 1,000-fold magnification, where in this one we're working at 30,000 to 50,000 magnification normally. It will actually go up to 250,000. So it's really a valuable tool for us in the beginning, because the only way we can actually tell if there are viruses in those extracts of the shellfish is if we use the electron microscope. So it's essentially at this point the only tool we have to use to confirm our ideas. The reason we use it is the machine has to run at a very, very low temperature. It has to be cooled down to a really low degree, and the only way we can actually get it down to those temperatures is to pour liquid nitrogen in it. So each time we use this in the morning, we'll fill it up with liquid nitrogen, which usually lasts us all day, and it keeps it at a proper, nice, cool temperature. Is it coming up? The grid is just appearing. We haven't been working on it that long, but what we found is the shellfish that have died, we've ground those up, and what we found is a large number of virus particles in there. Very, very small, roundish particles, spherical particles. They look very much like a soccer ball. And there are so many of those particles, we're pretty sure that that's what's causing the deaths of these shellfish. This is a scientific term. This is a real dog's breakfast under here. I don't know what it is. Oh, there they are. Yeah, we got them, Sally. There are quite a few particles in this one. Most viruses, it's very hard to get rid of them. There are no antibiotics that will, well, there are some treatments you can use to get rid of viruses. For example, acyclovirins, the one that affects mouth cold sores. But there are very few of those that we can actually use. What we really want to do is to find out how the virus is going to be moving around and how it affects the shellfish, or what stages it will affect it, you know, whether the very young spat or older stages, and really have a technique so we can monitor it. And then probably the most likely thing will be to set up management techniques so we can, let's say, get rid of the virus in the water, or isolate those shellfish that have virus from those that don't, and grow up, and maybe look at selecting resistant stock or so forth. We're not going to be doing all that ourselves. We'll be working with people in the shellfish industry that would be doing most of that, but we'll interlink with them to in an advisory capacity, and to help them develop the methods that they need. I mean, we're looking for small white dots, and we've done it enough so we know what size of white dots we're looking for. But otherwise, there are lots of different sizes of white dots, and you have to be able to visually pick out the different. There's a certain structure for a virus. It's like an angular structure. So if it's just perfectly round, then it's probably not for these types of viruses.